Is that Elvis?
My name's Charlie Tent. You must be Joseph.
How do you know my name?
Malakoff.
Joseph.
He's been calling for you ever since we found him.
It's infected. You got any penicillin?
There's one little problem. Our only aircraft is out in the open, with no power.
What do you want?
I want a new power supply. Same kind they use in those Chimeran dropships.
Dropship, huh? That's a big job.
Life's pretty simple, Joe. We fight, or we die. I'm guessing by virtue of the fact you're still breathing, you were one of the fighting type. Like us. Am I right?
All right, here's the deal. You give the old man some pills, I'll help you take down that dropship. Then once the VTOL is powered up and he's healthy enough to travel, you give us both a ride to New York City.
You better be worth it. Now, let's get to work setting up that ambush.
Cool. So it's Charlie. He's the leader of the Remnants. He will be our major supporting character for the rest of the game. But first, we have to hold up our end of the bargain we just struck. So, we're going to meet a whole bunch of nameless remnants here. And they're going to die horrifically.
Down by the river, a couple miles away. As soon as the drone sends out its signal, that dropship will come quick. Now, if any Chimera survive the crash, they'll be coming into the street over the top of that bus. We'll concentrate our fire there. Once the coast is clear, Ernie will climb over the barricade to the crash site, grab the power core, then zip his way back across the street. When it's time to move, we go through that door. Joe, release the drone.
The plan sounds easy, right? The plan sounds fail-proof. It's gonna go wrong. It's gonna go terribly wrong.
Shut that thing up, would you, Joe? Nice shot. Drone signals out. We got extra ammo and grenades upstairs in that building to our right, and inside Colby's on our left. Once the fighting starts, keep moving. Harder to hit moving targets. Now comes the hard part.
Thanks, Tips. Although I appreciate that it's not just me who's stating the obvious in these videos, so...
Fire! Ernie, grab the power core! Now! Roger that, boss! Hybrid, they survived the crash! We're right on schedule, guys. Keep it up! Another drop ship! Get out of there, Ernie! We're trying! It's gonna be close!
Well,
Shield drones! Son of a bitch! I got it! I got the power core! Yeah!
so shield drones add a little bit of, I don't want to say challenge, but they do force you to switch up your strategies on the battlefield a little bit. Each shield drone can shield a single Chimera. Whichever Chimera it shields is completely invulnerable to any sort of weapons fire. So you have to kill the shield drone, then kill the Chimera. That's it, really. That's the only challenge.
Shot, Joe. I got this one over here.
I like that based on the dialogue, it sounds like the remnants really weren't ready for the possibility that more than one dropship would come when the drone started signaling. Great plan, Charlie. This went really well.
They're trying to cut off our exit. Everybody pull back! Pull back!
I'm gonna thin out some of these long legs before leaving. Not because I'm necessarily worried that they will cause too much damage as I run across the street, but there's a whole lot of them here right now. It's a good opportunity to quickly level up some of my guns, since I'm not going to be doing a ton of save scumming to do that later on, really. So I'll kill them while they're here.
Follow me! Back here, up the stairs!
There we go, that makes it worth it. Now the Deadeye highlights the head of every enemy chimera I aim at, making it a little bit easy to get headshots.
Ernie's dead! Grab the power cord! Out the back! This way! Stop here! Watch it, Joe! If that power core is shot, it's all over! Stay close and do exactly what I say!
Despite what Charlie says, there's no way the power core can be detonated while in our hands.
I've got this one!
Either we just die or we don't. So here we are in a reverse escort section. We are the escortee here. And we basically just move when Charlie moves and stop when Charlie stops, and we'll be fine. Even on Superhuman, this section is remarkably easy because it's basically scripted to not kill you. There is one section at the end where you can possibly die, but again, even on Superhuman, it's easy to get around. With that Widowmaker causing a ruckus in the background, basically all of the proper Chimera have forgotten about us, thankfully.
Hold on. I gotta catch my breath. Oh. Okay. Let's keep moving. We have to get that power cord to safety. Look! To the skylight! We're not out of the woods yet! Shit! She took down a dropship! We're almost there! Come on, Joe! We're losing the department!
Here it is. So the Widowmaker is going to spray some acid on the ground, and if you don't run through this section quickly enough, you can actually die. But once you're through, full health, full ammo, as if none of that ever happened, so we're good, we're good.
I don't mind saying, Joe, that was downright questionable for a second there.
Charlie's going to talk a bit, so now's a good time to go to the ammunition box on the other end of the room and just keep opening it to make sure you're fully stocked on all primary and secondary ammo.
You too, pal.
You got the power supply?
Yeah.
So what's next?
I think we can make it across the rooftops.
All right, I'll send over the gondola.
You only get one secondary ammo round and one grenade per time you open that box, so
But listen,
if you're not aware of that, make sure you open it a couple of times.
you get to thinking too much about it, you pull yourself down. Guys like you and me, we can't let that happen. We gotta show everyone else how to live. Know what I mean?
Charlie's alright. I don't mind Charlie.
Nobody said this was gonna be easy.
Almost like an American Cartwright. Not quite as charming as Cartwright, but
Don't want you
he's a pretty charming fellow.
back.
So,
You are gonna watch my back.
this is an actual escort mission. Unfortunately.
Molotovs, Joe.
So,
Good. Try not to set yourself on
yeah, I don't like this section at all. As much as I like Charlie, having to escort him through this section, unfortunately, immediately rewinds a bit of goodwill he's just earned. Because he does have a health bar, and he is a somewhat frustrating
I'll follow.
escort target. Enemies like to target him over you. He will sometimes run forward without provocation.
Shock drone.
And there are a lot of sniper longlegs that just jump around. So, yeah, this section can be a bit tedious.
You gotta protect me.
I mean, it's an escort section, so
I'll hold here.
I don't know what else would I expect.
They're getting too close. Thanks.
So yeah, there you see Charlie already running forward. Enemies already prioritizing him rather than the guy with the gun that could kill them, but I don't know. Maybe the Chimera realize he has a super useful power core, but if that's the case, then why weren't more shooting at Capelli in the last section? I guess you could explain it away because they were being attacked by the Feral Chimera, but I don't know. Regardless of how you frame it, this section's honestly just not a lot of fun. It's this is probably the weakest section of the game so far.
Good shooting, Joe. Lower that bridge. Let's keep moving. I'm right behind you. I'm still with you. I'm okay.
Now, the most annoying part about this section is the fact that there's not a lot of health kits lying on the ground. The health that you pick up in this section is dropped by the long legs, and I'm in a bit of trouble right now because the long legs that landed in this apartment when I came through weren't dropping health kits, so yeah, I'm kind of in trouble at this point. Yeah, I'm scrounging around for health, but there's just none in this area. All the health kits, again, are dropped by the long legs. So now I'm in trouble. I'm legitimately in trouble. Oh, this guy's got one. Unfortunately, he kills me just as he drops his health kit. So Charlie seems to have bugged out a little bit there because he stopped moving. Honestly, he's meant to be a little more frustrating and just sort of keep rushing forward. And that sort of brings down more long legs to try and jump down and kill him. So some differences already. You see that one of the two long legs that jumped down already had a health kit, so that puts me up a little bit. And if all the AI pathing and scripting goes off correctly, Charlie should make a beeline not long after I wipe out these shock drones. And that should trigger some more long legs to jump down. Okay, so I think my last run might have glitched out a little bit. Well, at least the worst of it's over now.
Coast is clear! You got them all, let's go!
And we're done.
Phew. Now that's how it's done. You saved my skin, Joe. I won't forget that. Promise.
Uh-oh. Chekhov's Widowmaker.
Things aren't going quite the way I planned. But you're familiar with that, aren't you, Joe? You seem like a guy who's used to things going from bad to worse.
No, don't say bad to worse. Whenever somebody says bad to worse, it always goes from bad to worse.
No, it's too dangerous!
Also, okay. Joe just jumped out of a... I don't know, a weird railcar elevator. That was quite the fall, but we're unfazed. Despite not having any Chimeran super abilities. I hope Joe didn't sprain his ankles, but we seem to be moving alright, so... Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to the Widowmaker arena fight. Now, normally this game requires you to move around a lot, get the Widowmaker to look in one hole, then pop out another to shoot it from behind. A lot of movement. But I want to show off just how monumentally terrible the AI is in this very moment, because it's pretty bad. And in fact, this is something that was present in Resistance 2 that I'm a little surprised they didn't fix, or at least try to, I don't know, change up. Maybe this was intentional, I don't know, but in Resistance 2, when Hale and Alpha Squad, Capelli included, are attacking Iceland in order to try and finally take down Daedalus, there's a moment where you're in this arena fight, and I think you're fighting a Stalker. You're not actually fighting a Widowmaker, but you're fighting a giant mechanical boss with machine guns and lasers and missiles, and the easiest way to take out the boss is to go into the little underground part, and I don't know actually what it's called. It's because you're sort of in like a motor pool, so you go underneath where mechanics would be working underneath vehicles, and so basically you go underneath and you just shoot with the auger up to the ground at the Stalker until it dies. Now the Widowmaker here is easily defeated by using the very same strategy. You clear out this little basement area of the Leapers, you pull out your auger, and the game will highlight its explicit weak points so that you just need to fire shots until they blow up. And there's 3 major weak points, just 3 stages to this boss, because Resistance is very video gamey about these things. So I've blown up the first pair of weak points. What I had to do, because the AI, it doesn't seem to work very well when Capelli's not on screen. What I had to do just then was poke my head out so that the AI could see me, so that it would climb on and do its little canned animation there, do its sort of undodgeable acid attack. And now it's back down, so I can once again pull out the auger and hit its new weak point. And you just sort of rinse and repeat, and it's defeated. So, I mean, I don't know. It's cool that Resistance wants to keep having these massive boss fights, but as sort of technically impressive as it was in Resistance 2, none of the boss fights were really fun. So it's a little bit disappointing that they continue to try to have these big arena boss fights that just aren't, they're not really fun. That first Stalker and that first Brawler encounter were a lot more fun. The enemies weren't quite as big. You had more room to maneuver. This arena it doesn't give you a lot of spaces to crawl around. Once again, I want it to notice me, so it does its canned animation. Come on, look at me. There we go. Yeah, okay. Yeah, standard hybrids, long legs, they're not too bright when facing an auger, but the entire, I don't know, this entire boss fight is, any sense of tension or excitement is kind of eliminated by how poorly the AI reacts to the auger. So now I'm just going to shoot at its intestines, which are dangling out of its body, and that'll be it. Oh, okay, so I upgraded my auger. Now it shoots 3 blasts in a row, so it's actually even easier to kill enemies. Yeah. Cool gun. I think it's a bit too overpowered in Resistance 2 and 3, but it I swear, it was way more balanced in Fallen Man. It felt way more balanced. But that's it. That's the Widowmaker fight.
Holy shit! Would you look at that mess?
I had an auger.
Well, Joe, looks like you earned that trip to New York City.